Okay, this is ST Math. This is the fourth video, solving one-step equations. And we are going to go up to the fourth module, which is rolling equations. Okay, let's take it to number 1, show you what you're going to do at activity 1. Okay, you'll notice that we have an equation set up here. We have an unknown value of x from here to here, a known value of 7. The values for x, possible values, are up here. So x must have a value of one of these amounts that can be added to 7 in order to get 11. Alright, so in this case, 11 minus 7 is going to be 4. 11 minus 7 is 4, so the value of x should be 4. And Gigi gets to go on the rocket. Okay? In this case, we have a total of 4, a distance of 4. We have a known value of 3, so the value of x would be 4. Take away 3 is 1, which tells us 3 plus 1 is 4, and Gigi goes to space. In this case, you can see that we have a total value of 10. We have a known value of 3, and the x values are up here. Okay, and obviously it's going to be greater than 3 because it's a shorter hop, or a longer hop than 3, so 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 will be our best option, and Gigi goes to space. Okay? And let's take a look at the second layer here. In this case, you can see that we have 16. And we have two unknown variables or unknown amounts. We have y plus x. Well, in this case, you can see that we want to reach 16, and 10 times 16 would certainly work, but the distance for x and y appears to be the same. So, we could go with 8, and that would be our y value. Our x value could also be 8, and Gigi makes it into space. Okay, so in this case, we want to get to 9. We could certainly do 1 plus 8 equals 9, or we could do 2 plus 7 equals 9. So in this case, let's take 2 and 7, and it gives us the value of 9. Okay, we want to get to 15, and so we have 9. We could add 9 plus 6, and that seems to be about our only option here. So we're going to give the value of y 9. The value of x will be 6, and Gigi goes to space. Okay, we have a total of 12, and you can see that we have the option of putting down double sixes. 9 plus 8 or 6 or 2 isn't going to work. So whatever we put down in here, we're going to have to double up, and it would be 6. And 6 is halfway, and there we go. Okay, again, it appears that we're kind of in the middle here, but there are no double digits up here, no digits that repeat. So in this case, we want a smaller x value and a greater y value. That will equal 13. Alright, so in this case, we could say, okay, let's put the value of 4 in there first. Now we're going to have to get a pretty big number for the value of y. It takes us up. Okay. And we want a value of 8. So in this case, you can see that we would simply take, this is kind of in the middle, so you could pick any one of the numbers up here for the value of x, it seems. And so let's just go with 7. Ooh, so, if we pick a, that's a pretty good jump. We're going to want to decrease the value of y substantially to 1, and there we go. Alright. Okay, so let's hop on out of here, and let's take a look at the number 3 activity here. Okay, again, pretty much the same thing, but this time we have the value of x being used twice to get a total of 12. So whatever number we pick up here will be used as a value of x twice. So in this case it's 6. There you go. And again, now we have a value of x plus the value of x again, so we want x doubled to give us 14. In this case it would be 7. Notice that we have a total of 2. We have x and we have x, so it will be the value of x times 2, or x plus x. And in this case, it would be 1. And that's how you solve this layer right here. Okay? So let's back on out. And let's go to layer 4. Okay, in layer 4, they want to come up. It looks like we've got ourselves a couple things going on here. You have a play the gray, a lighter gray here, and we need to know the value of x. Okay, so in this case, we're just going to randomly pick 6. Okay, so now we know that 6 plus 3 equals the value of y, which is going to be 9. Alright, so we're going to just give x a value, and that value will be added to 2. So let's give it x the value of 4. So now we need to know the value of y. So the value of y would be 4 plus 2 equals 6. Alright, and in this case we have 9 plus some known amount will equal y. We'll just give it x the value of 3. Now we have 9 plus 3 is the value of y, and the number up here is 12. Okay, so that's how we would solve these ones. First we're going to give x a value, and then we'll determine the y value based on the x value. So in this case, we're going to give x the value of 5. So we have 6 plus the x value of 5. 6 plus 5 is the y value, which is 11. Okay, let's back on out, and let's take a look at number 5. Let's go on to layer 5. And you can see that we need to determine the x values in order to get the y value. So the x value is going to be used twice, and it must come up with a y value. So we're going to, let's just go with, if we look at this, we have 3 plus 3 would equal 6. There's no 6 up here to get our y value. So in this case, it's going to be, okay, well, if we add 2 plus 2, that would give us 4. So let's try 2. Oh, and then let's pick our y value as 4 and see if that works. Yep, the 2 plus 2 equals the 4. So here's our set of numbers. 2 of these numbers up here will, or one number up here will act as an x value, and one number up here, then whatever's remaining, one of the remaining numbers will give us the y value. So we want to know which number up here could be x that could be added twice to get this value here. So in this case, we see that 2 4s, or double 4, equals 8. So that would logically be the value of x. So that's an x and an x equals 8. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Okay, and so up here we'd say, okay, well, 4 plus 4 equals 8. Certainly 11 plus 11 is 22. There's no 22 up here. 10 plus 10 is 20. There's no 20 up here. 8 plus 8 is 16. There's no 16. And so we know by logically concluding that if we add 4 plus 4 as the value of x, it will equal 8. Okay, and here again we have, okay, if we double any one of these numbers, it should give us another number in here. So in this case, we know that if we give x the value of 10, y must be the value of 20. The x value, we have 3 this time, so it's x. It'll be 3 times x to get another one of these numbers up here. And so in this case, we know that we can give x the value of 4, because 4 times 4 times 4, if we have 4 plus 4 plus 4, we get 12. And there we go. Okay, we have x being used 3 times. 9 times 3 is the y value of 27. Alright, so let's back on out. Let's take a look at layer 6, activity 6. Alright, this one's a little bit different. They give us a set of numbers and we want to figure out the x value. So once we figure out the x value, or pick the x value will be used up here to complete this distance and down here to complete this distance. Notice how this distance is the same as this distance. So let's just give x the value of 9. Okay, so now we have 9 plus y equals this distance. And we know that down here it's 4. This distance is 4, so it's 4 plus 9 equals this distance. 9 plus the value of y, which must be 4, gives us the same distance. Okay, here we go. We have 6 down here. We have x plus 6 gives us that distance. We have x plus y gives us that distance. So let's just make x a value of 5. So we have 5 plus 6 equals 11. 5 plus y must be 6 because it'll give us 11. Alright, and in this case you can see that we have a known value of 8 plus the unknown value of x to get us there. Let's just make x a value of 5. And so 8 plus 5 is 13. So this value must be 13. So 5 plus y must get us to 13. So in this case, we would, 8 plus 5 is 13. So in this case, the value of y must also be 8. Notice how the numbers tell us what is what. So here we go. Let's put 7 in for x. And then this distance from here to here is the same here and here, so that's got to be 2. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. We have total distance from GG to this point. We know that from here to here is 8, which means y should be the same value as 8 down here, but let's just give x a value of 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. 4 plus y, y must also be 8. Alright, and that's how we solve the final layer in this module.